Okay, we're back. It's still Wednesday evening. My eyes are still open. Okay, State University. This is a little bit of a tough problem because it requires having some accounting knowledge, or at least a little bit, in order to apply correctly. It's not an accounting problem per se, but you're having some accounting knowledge because you're getting the information from basically accounting statements. And what this is an outsource versus in-house, not outhouse, but in-house versus outsourcing question. Outhouse is a whole different topic. We won't go into that here, or we won't go out to that here. Oh boy, now you know how late at night it is. All right, so having said any of this, let's take a look at what we got. We're going to outsource to Macon Services. They bid 410, so we start with that. 410,000. In fact, let's put that a little bit higher up. So let's go here, 410. That's the outsourcing cost. Now what we want to do is subtract from that what cost savings we'll have if we don't do this service, this grounds maintenance in-house. So we're going to go through and figure out which is which. From the facts, they tell us that the 3 full-time gardeners will not be needed, so we can take off $295. That we will have as a savings. What we're going to do is compare whether we have a savings or whether we don't have a savings from using the outsourcing here. So $295 comes off. We won't have the plant materials, we won't have the fertilizer, we won't have the fuel. Those are all variable direct costs associated with doing it. We won't need those costs if we are not doing this in-house. Presumably all that's included in the 410. They're providing the plants, the fertilizer, and the fuel for the machine. So we'll take all that off, and we'll do that in a lump sum, adding all the numbers together, $97,000. Then we are told that the other equipment relates to there. Other equipment can be sold for $30,000 in the first year. Okay, well that's great, because that means that we'll actually get the cash flow of the $30,000 from the sale. So we'll write that down as so it's not exactly a cost savings, but it's to the good. So just as good as a cost saving, it's $30,000 in our pocket. Along that lines, that means that the depreciation associated with that other equipment will no longer be there because the equipment's going to be gone. So we can subtract that out as a cost savings at the same time. Now notice that we don't do the following. We don't do anything with this particular number here, the 15,000, because the tractors and the mowers are going to stay. Maybe they won't get used. Maybe they'll just sit around doing nothing. But the cost of those has been incurred. The depreciation's still there. That part of the overhead still remains with the university since we haven't been able to get rid of them in a way that's cost productive. Maybe they'll be abandoned, but the depreciation should still be charged in the analysis. So that's as far as we go. Now what we do is let's do the math. 410 minus all these numbers, and I'll do it on my handy dandy super calculator here and tell you what we get. We're going to get a negative 17,000, which means that we have taken 410 and subtracted 17,000 more than the 410, and that's a savings. So that's money saved in the first year, and that's great. And so therefore our answer is right there, a $17,000 savings, and that's the answer to the problem. All right, let's go for one more, shall we? Let's try it. This is Xantech's market for remote controls. Looks like we're going to get an A and B because it's asking what effect will this option have on net income. Well, this is the problem where, if you remember from the discussion in class, we had this upstart employee scream, we're going to lose money either way, just throw these units in the trash. Well, if you throw them in the trash, you're getting rid of $30 of cost, and so that's what you're going to cost yourself. You're going to lose $30, hence the answer, $30 loss. Now, in order to just illustrate the A and the B of things, one choice the problem told you about was the following. One choice the problem gave you is you could take the $30 unit and sell it as is for 22. So that's an $8 loss. Put it in brackets as a loss. That's one choice. The other choice is spend another 11 and sell it for 38, the market value that they're selling at. So we could sell at 38, but our cost will be 30 minus the extra 11. That's here. And so we'll lose $3. That's A. This is B. Certainly B wins. Yay. But this guy thinks we should just throw it all out and not even get to just to reduce our losses to $3. So sometimes spending money, even in a losing situation, makes sense. That's the whole point that I think we should get from that. All right, let's see. The next one is 2 in a row, so we'll stop here and pick it up in a few minutes.